recording on my local machine. So, welcome you guys. This is the trial class for the upcoming boot camp, the upcoming data science boot camp that we are planning at Zep Analytics. Please mute yourself, guys. Thank you. So, my name is Satyajit Patnaik, and I'll anyways be leaving my LinkedIn profile in the WhatsApp groups that you have come from. But giving you a small background about myself, I have around 11 years of industrial experience. I have been learning and doing data science and analytics since quite a long time, maybe 7, 8 years. And the moment I started long back, there were very few. I could have really counted the number of data scientists we had back then. But yeah, nowadays everybody is, getting into this field of data science and analytics. Everybody wants to become a data scientist and data analyst, and the field is growing as well. So that makes this field interesting as well. So yeah, I think we'll get started. Myself, talking about more about myself, I do have a small YouTube channel as well. If you search by my name, you will probably get it. My name is Satyajit Patnaik, and just search it by this, you will be getting it. And yeah, I do have like around 30,000 subscribers, and I also have some of my Udemy courses and so many other courses online. And yeah, I have been teaching data science since, again, till the day I started learning. Just after 1 year I started teaching as well. So I have been teaching this field from the past 6 years. I have been a trainer at multiple edutech platforms, including Edureka, Upgrad, Great Lakes. Have been also a trainer at iNeuron. I have also started couple of edutechs in the past. So that's my overall background. We'll quickly get started with today's agenda, which is going to be data science and analytics. I'll be generally speaking about data science and analytics. The agenda of today's call is majorly talking about some topics, and this is a trial class. So the main idea is to understand how the trainer is teaching, whether the trainer is good or not, whether the communication is good or not, whether I'm able to clarify some of your basic doubts or not. That's the main agenda of a trial class. So let's get started. Now, before getting into this topic, I will quickly talk about some of these points which many people gets confused about. I also had a similar trial class long back. So anybody who has joined that class probably can drop because I'm going to do a repetitive session. So we'll be talking about some of the jargons. Okay, many people are confused. What are these jargons? Now, the first jargon is data science, data analytics, data engineer, AI, machine learning, deep learning. These are some of the jargons that you would be learning and you would be understanding by the time you finish this bootcamp. Okay. Now we'll quickly get started with the first jargon, which is AI. Many people say, whenever I pitch my course to anybody that I'm teaching a data science program, many of them are not interested to join the program because they say that, sir, I need a training on AI, you are teaching on data science. So I kind of laugh because of course they don't know the difference between data science and AI. Because of that they speak like that. But anyways, AI, the full form of AI is artificial intelligence. That means something that is obtained artificially. Okay, there are multiple areas of researches that basically leads to AI. Okay, multiple areas of researches includes machine learning. We have robotics. I will write it down as RB, or people call it as RPA, robot process automation. We have NLP, computer vision, autonomous vehicles, and multiple others. And each of these areas of research leads to AI. That means ML is something that leads to AI. ML is machine learning. Okay. What's behind machine learning is all statistical and mathematical algorithms. Okay. Robot process automation, anyways, is not in scope. We are not going to cover robot process automation, but in this program, we will be covering machine learning, NLP, computer vision, and all these kind of topics, which are basically covered under your data science and analytics. Okay. Now, AI is the overall picture. Multiple areas of researches leads to AI, where machine learning is one of them. But what is deep learning? Now, deep learning is again something you can call it as advanced machine learning. It is a sub part of machine learning. If you think this is machine learning, DL is a sub part of it. So DL is a subset of machine learning. DL is simply called as deep learning, where we talk about neural networks. Exactly like the way our human brain works. Our human brain also has neurons, right? For example, how does a okay, we'll take a real time example of you and me. Imagine, of course, my camera is turned off right now, but just imagine that I turn on my camera and you see me for the first time. And after 5 days, you see me again, maybe on YouTube. You are following my channel, you see my video. What if we meet after 5 years? Will you be able to recognize you have just seen me for 2 times? Will you be able to recognize? The answer will be no, because your brain has not processed enough information about my face. But if you keep on learning from me, if you keep on seeing me for the next 3 months, 4 months, or 5 months, my face will be there in your brain. So, for example, after 5 years, we meet somewhere, maybe in Kolkata or Delhi or anywhere. Definitely, I'm sure that you will be able to recognize me, even if I have a different look, even if I have gained 10 kgs of weight, I have huge beards, you will still be able to recognize, because your brain has processed enough information about me. So that information is there in your brain. Exactly like the fashion how neural networks work, it exactly works like our human brain. So deep learning is anyways a part of data science, which we will be covering in the program as well. Now talking about the different fields. Data science and analytics is the overall field that I usually talk about. Data science and analytics. Inside data science and analytics comes, first of all, comes DA, then comes DS, then comes DE. What is DA? DA is nothing but data analytics. That means from somewhere you get data. From that data, you basically do some analysis. That is the simplest explanation of data analytics. What are the skills that are required here? Definitely, you need to know SQL. You need to know some EDA with statistics, little bit of statistics and EDA. EDA is basically exploratory data analysis. You definitely need to know some tools like Excel and Power BI or Tableau. These are some tools where you can also perform some analysis and create some dashboards. What else do you need? You can also need Python. Now, Python is not mandatory, but if you learn Python, then your case will be strong, right? A data analyst with Python knowledge is definitely preferred over a data analyst without Python knowledge, because these days everybody is learning Python. So Python has kind of become a part of the data science and analytics journey. Okay, but these three are top priority. This comes your second top priority, and whatever key skills you add on to this tech stack, it becomes add-on. Now, what is data science? Majorly in data science, we study about machine learning. Machine learning is simply nothing but statistics. All the machine learning algorithms has some sort of statistics or mathematics behind it. But don't worry if you have zero knowledge on mathematics and statistics. That's why we are conducting this program, so that we can help you out in the journey, right? So machine learning is a must. Deep learning or NLP is kind of secondary. And on top of that, talking about skills, definitely you need SQL skills, you need EDA, you need all these things are not required, not mandatory. but definitely you need Python. Python is a must, and machine learning is must. Deep learning and NLP depends. If you want to take any of these fields as your research, then you can probably go ahead and learn more things, because data science is like an ocean. There are so many things inside data science, right? Now, last career path is basically your data engineer career. Data engineer, see, the name itself has engineer in it, right? And people who are not freshers, who are into the IT world, they know what engineers are. Engineering is basically creating something, right? Civil engineers create something, right? So engineers do create something. Now in the field of IT, here we basically mean, whenever you finalize your models, you need to deploy them. You need to deploy them so that that product, that application is accessible to the end users. While deployment, you should also know where to store, which database to store, how to store, and all this how, and how part, how to store the data, how to deploy, which platform to use. Should we use cloud platforms, or should we use on premises platform? All these things comes under your data engineering. How many months do we need each tech stacks to master? For data analytics, my current batch is going on, and you can take feedbacks from them if you want to. We completed the program in 5 months. Basically, it's a 5+1 program, 5 months of teaching and 1 month of projects. So, if you want to fast pace your learning, you can definitely master data analytics in like 3 to 4 months, and then rest 2 3 months you can practice and become more good in your SQL and your Python skills, and you can get jobs. To master data science to a certain level of getting jobs, you definitely need at least 6 to 7 months. Okay, that's the lowest. Of course, now if you ask me, sir, there are bachelor's degree in data science right now these days, and there are master's degree in data science. Well, there are bachelor's degree, they are just strengthening the course, that's it. They teach you about so many things which is not even used in your real life industries. So when we are talking about fast pace, this is the timeline that you can learn. For a data engineer, data science and data analytics is not required for a data engineer. The path is completely different, where you need to learn some cloud technologies, you need to learn some on premises technologies, you need to learn about big data technologies, you need to learn about some Kafka, Spark, all these things you need to learn. And minimum to minimum 8 to 10 months is required to master it. Okay, and that's not my niche. I don't teach data engineering. Well, I will teach you that much of data engineering which is required for you to crack a job, either as a data analyst or as a data scientist. Okay, and for data engineering, I do not teach that. So if you want to learn data engineering, probably I can redirect it to somebody whom I know, who has been teaching data engineering since quite a long time. I can do that. But that's the overall picture. Now, some people ask, what is the difference between data science and AI? See, data science is nothing but we are using data to learn something, to do something. That is data science, right? So that's an overall picture of data science and analytics. Now, the second thing that I want to discuss today is going to be, how do we solve a data analytics or a data science problem? And this lecture is going to be very important, because you will understand, or this is what happens step by step. Okay, everybody is following me? Just write down yes or no in the chat box. Till now everybody is following. Just give me a second. Yes, cool. I'm not able to see the chat box, so that is the reason I had to join again from my phone. Anyways, so we'll try to talk about how to solve a data analytics and data science problem. Okay. Now, before this, just try to understand that I'm giving you a lot of kind of knowledge in just one session in like 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So some of the topics you might not able to understand, which will definitely be covered later when you join the bootcamp, because everything is not possible to cover in 30 minutes or 60 minutes. But okay, let's get started. To solve a data analytics or a data science problem, the first thing that you need to learn, the first thing that comes into picture is your business understanding. Business understanding, that means many of you might be freshers. For you, business understanding is not required, but at least you should know what you are doing. Just imagine you are trying to solve a fraud detection problem. Now you should be knowing what you are solving. You need to know what is the data, from where the data comes in. What am I solving? I'm trying to create some application or a machine learning model which will use my existing data, and using that I will be doing some predictions on the future data. That's basically your business understanding. Similarly, when you're a non-fresher, you're coming from different background. Let's say some of you are coming from banking background or telecom background. In that case, business understanding will be definitely required, because tomorrow if you jump in as a data scientist into telecom, you should be aware of the jargons. If your manager talks about, hey, you know what, we need to do customer segmentation. You know what, there are so many people leaving the company, customer are churning. Can you fix this problem? So you need to know, okay, this is what my manager is talking about. So business understanding will definitely help you in your journey. So first step is business understanding. Make sure you know what you are doing. Till date, whenever I hire somebody, like let's say I was hiring for my previous organization, and for my current organization also I'm doing some interviews right now, there are so many people who have blindly written down projects in their resume, but if you ask them what is the business problem you are trying to solve, they will not be able to answer that. They will be doing, now for an example, if I ask what is the problem you are solving, they will say, oh, we are doing customer churn analysis. But what is customer churn analysis? Why are you doing it? What is the problem? They will not be able to answer. So make sure you make your foundation very strong. Only when you know the business properly, you will be able to solve a problem, right? What if your manager comes in and he gives you a data and there are multiple columns? You will not be able to understand. What will you do? What will you analyze? The first thing that you need to do is let yourself understand the data. If still you are not able to understand, ask your manager about the data, or whoever has given you the data. Ask them what is the data all about, what is the problem that we are trying to solve. So business understanding is must. After business understanding comes the next one, which is nothing but your data understanding. Data understanding. What do you mean by data understanding? Again, I'll take this example of customer churn analysis. Okay. See, simply churn basically means people who leave the companies. For example, currently you are using Vodafone network. Tomorrow Airtel gives you a 50% off. Let's say your monthly usage in Vodafone right now is 499 per month. Unlimited data, unlimited calls. Airtel comes up with a plan 199, unlimited data, unlimited calls. Definitely there will be certain percentage of people who will leave Vodafone and will switch to Airtel. Or after 5 months Geo comes in, 49, everything is free. Definitely some chunk of people will come from here, some chunk of people will come from here. So this is the case of churning. So imagine this is Vodafone Airtel. Now when some people from Vodafone goes into Airtel and you are hired as a data scientist or as a data analyst, your task is to analyze the customer's data so that you can understand what is the characteristics of the people that are churning and probably why they are churning. So that's where you will start thinking, oh, in order to solve this problem, probably we would need customer related data. We would also need usage related data. We would also need customer call related data, some sort of competitor analysis data, some sort of complaint data, and so on. This is just your overall understanding. This is what the data I need to solve this problem. So that is basically your data understanding part. After data understanding, once you know, oh, this data I want to capture. So what you need to do, you need to go and search who is the owner of this data in your company. So you go ahead and check out and find that, oh, there is a team A that has all this information, and there is a team B that has all this information. So you go and talk to them. Hey sir, I have been working in the data analyst and the data science domain right now. I have recently joined the company, and I'm trying to solve this problem. Can you help me to give certain chunk of data, or else just give me the access to the database, right? So once you get the access, then you need to start the data collection part. Data collection. Okay. So data collection depends. If you are working for a startup, there might not be team A or team B. There might be just one team from where you can get all the data. Or else, if you don't have data, if you have a customer, you can directly go to your customer and ask for the data. If you are working for a big company, MNC, probably there will be multiple teams A, B, C, D who will be having multiple data. You have to go and talk to each one of them and try to extract the data, right? What is common in the data will be your customer ID, right? And then you start collecting your data. Imagine at the end of this process, you finally collected multiple data: customer information, usage information, call data information, and so on. Now what? Now you need to prepare the data, right? Then comes data preparation. What do you mean by data preparation? Data preparation is that phase of your this flow where you prepare your data. The input to this data is usually unclean data, and the output is usually clean data. Okay, so the output of data preparation is usually clean data. That means you perform the cleaning process here. Okay, now one simple example of cleaning process is, maybe from all these four data you combine and create one data. From this data, you try to check how many columns do I have, how many columns should I keep, how many columns should I delete, how many null values do I have, how to solve these problems of null values, how to impute the values, and kind of prepare your final data which is ready for the next steps. Now, after data preparation, the next step is the most important step of a data analyst life. That is called as EDA, exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis. Okay, keep a note of it. Exploratory data analysis. Okay, now exploratory data analysis, what do? You do some analysis here. Okay, I'll probably take another example for EDA, or else I'll keep that for the next few minutes. I'll skip this part and I will come back to this part. Okay, so simply for the time being, just imagine this as a data analysis phase, okay, where you perform the analysis. And who is most important here? Data analysts. Data scientists are not required here. But in some companies in India, you know, It depends from company to company. There are companies where there is data analytics and data science separate teams. There are companies where they hire a data scientist and they ask them to work on the data analysis part also. So, depending on the company, a data analyst or a data scientist would be doing this part. The output of this particular step is insights. You will probably come to a conclusion why and what are the characteristics of the people who are leaving the company. Maybe you found out that most of the people who are leaving the company are females, and most of the people who are leaving the company are females, especially staying in Mumbai. Now these are some of the insights that you will be getting. Okay, okay, I'll come back to this step, very important step. After EDA, generally speaking, the data analytics team gives a handover to the data science team here. This is generally the data analytics team, and this is where the data analytics team give handover to the data science team. What they do, they say, hey, you know what, there will be a scrum call or some sort of meeting between data analytics and data science team. Again, as I told, in some companies both the team will be one team, right? So it could be an internal discussion that, hey, you know what, these are the insights that we got. What are you going to do from the next step? So the next step is usually data modeling. Okay, now what do you mean by data models? Simply think this step as you will be using some machine learning, deep learning techniques to build some models. Okay, now what is a model? For an example, probably I'll explain here itself. Let's say we are talking about churn analysis, right? We'll take the same example. You have 1,000 records, 200 people have churned, and 800 people are active. That means 20% people have left the company. That means your company's churn rate is 20%, right? As a data scientist, your ultimate goal is to bring this number down. If you will be able to bring this number to 15% or 10%, that means you are saving 10% of the customers. So that much amount you are saving, right? Let's say each customer uh, is on a 500 rupees plan. So 10% is basically 100 customers. So 100 into 500, you are almost saving like 50,000 rupees. I'm just taking an example, right? In real case, there could be millions and millions of customers. So if you are saving at least 2 3% or 5%, you are doing great job for the company. That's why you are hired for, right? So a machine learning model or a simple data model or a data modeling part is nothing but you will be creating a model which will be understanding the data of these customers. So when a new customer comes in, your model should be able to predict what are the chances that this customer will be churned. Maybe the chances of this customer is 58%. That means this customer will be red flagged, and you will be providing them some offers to retain them. So this is basically your model where you read your, you know, existing data and kind of create some model or some algorithm which will be able to predict the future transaction or for a future customer. That's basically your data modeling part, and mostly using ML and DL, data scientists usually do this. Okay, data modeling. After data modeling comes your final step, which is your deployment. Again, in this particular step, data engineer comes into picture. Data engineer plus data scientists, they basically deploy this. There are also some sub steps here, like after EDA, we also do some sort of dashboards. It depends from company to company. So from the insights that we get, we also do dashboards on Power BI or on Tableau. Now, this is also done by your data analyst or your business analyst or your business intelligence analyst. But that is the overall picture of how you solve a data analytics and a data science problem. Okay. So, yeah, now we'll try to talk about EDA, which I promised to talk about, maybe like 15-20 minutes of EDA. What do you mean by exploration of data? EDA or exploration of data is basically one of the most important steps in the field of data analytics. Simply try to understand. Data is majorly of two types: categorical and numerical. Again, under categorical, there are two more further types, which is nominal and ordinal. Under numerical, again, there are two types: one is discrete and one is continuous. Continuous, yeah. Nominal data is nothing but a data which is not in order. For an example, gender, you have male and female. Location, you have Delhi, Mumbai, or any other cities. Ordinal data is basically in orders. For example, economic status, low, medium, and high. Grades, students have got grades, maybe A, B, C, and D are different grades. These are some examples of your categorical data. Discrete is nothing but a concrete number. For example, number of students in a class, maybe 40 or 41. They cannot be 40.2, they cannot be 40.5, there cannot be 40.7 students, right? It has to be a concrete number, and that is the reason they are called as discrete. And continuous is basically a continuous number. If I talk about 1 to 10, 1.5, 1.7, 2.1, 2.3, all these are your continuous numbers. Now, why am I talking about data? Because in EDA, the first thing that is important is to understand the type of data. And based on the type of data, we perform different analysis. For categorical data, we usually perform univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. What do you mean by univariate? Uni means one, bi means two, multi means multi. Going back to the example, I have 1,000 records, 200 customers have left, and 800 customers are active. When you start doing univariate analysis, let's say you are doing univariate on your gender data, first thing that you need to do is do it on the entire population. Let's say for entire population, your male are 500 and female are 500. Now, second thing that you need to do is do it for the churn population. Imagine for churn population, the records are almost similar. Maybe, sorry, maybe 105 and 95. It is almost 1 is to 1. Here also it is 1 is to 1. Minutely, male are more in numbers, but it's almost similar. There are some statistical tests that we also perform. Well, I will not be talking about statistical tests in this particular session, but in this particular example, 105 and 95, they are almost same. So the conclusion for this is male and female gender has no such importance on the data. But what if your data is like this: male 160 and female 40? That means more churners are male churners. So that becomes my insight. Males are more churners. Here you are analyzing only one column, so it is univariate. Similarly, talking about bivariate, where you are analyzing two columns. Let's say gender and location. And let's say there are three locations: Mumbai, Kolkata, and Delhi. Mumbai, Kolkata, and Delhi. Let's say the distribution is almost similar. But for the churn data, let's say again for Mumbai, Kolkata, it is similar. And for Delhi, you see more male customers are churning. So the insight here will be males staying in Delhi are more likely to churn. And this keeps on going. If you imagine, if you have 10 columns, 10 categorical columns, you can do 10 univariate analysis. In bivariate, you can imagine how much it is possible. One category with another category, and lot of combinations are possible. One with two, one with three, one with four, one with five, dot dot dot, one with 10, two with one, two with three, two with four. So imagine. And multivariate is something that you take the level of analysis to the next level. We usually don't perform this because it takes a lot of time. But if you have time, you can perform this. Depending on the time you have, you can perform this. Similarly, jumping into the next type of data, which will be numerical data. Now, what do we do in numerical data? Let's say we have age or salary, right? If you have just one column, you can simply find some statistical summary of statistics. Basically, you can find what is the mean age, what is the minimum age, what is the maximum age, what is the median value. All these are some statistical information that you would be interested in. If you have multiple columns like age and salary, what you can do? You can probably plot some scatter plots versus age versus salary, and you can see how the data points are scattered. If they are scattered like this, it basically says that when age increases, salary also increases, which means there is a positive correlation. So we basically perform a correlation test in the case of numerical data. If you have data points like this, which means the trend is negative, the correlation is negative. When age increases, the salary decreases. And you have data like this randomly distributed, in that case you can conclude that there is no correlation between age or salary. So these are the different steps that we perform under EDA. I have just summarized it in like 15-20 minutes, but we spend a lot of time in performing EDA. We also do null values imputation. If there are null values, we kind of impute them. So a lot of things we do under EDA. Okay. So we'll jump on to our last topic for today, and then we'll start talking about the program, and we'll take some inputs from you, and you can ask your doubts irrespective of the fact that you are taking this bootcamp or not. I do care. Obviously, if you take the program, it's good for us, but if you don't take also, that's fine. If you still want to ask anything about your career, uh, about your next steps, you can feel free to ask. Okay. I usually might not be able to do one to one with all of you. With some, I will definitely do, but not with all of you. But try to use this platform to ask as much doubts as possible, because uh, there are so many platforms, so many programs, and everybody commits the same thing that we will do this, we will do that. But later on, people realize that I have wasted 40,000, 50,000, 80,000, and I have just been taught these things, but I don't get that mentor support from the program. So mentor support is something that you will get here. I can guarantee on that. But anyways, we'll have a discussion on that. So last topic for today's class, I will be giving you a brief idea about a little bit of machine learning. Okay. Now, machine learning, The first time I heard this term was long back in 2014, where I was kind of mocked by the interviewer. I was actually reached out by an interviewer for a big organization where they were hiring for Java with machine learning in 2014. I had literally no doubt of no idea about machine learning back then. I knew about AI because AI was something that that I studied in my bachelor's degree. It was one of my modules, but honestly speaking, I didn't know about machine learning, and that was a moment where I felt like a dumb. I was mocked that I don't know this term. And the moment I started, learning more about machine learning, I got to know that, oh, this is nothing but it is something related to AI. It is one of the areas of research that leads to AI. And I was so dumb to not be able to answer this thing. But anyways, I took it as a challenge, and that's where I switched my career from a Java developer to a data scientist. And since then, I have been loving my job. I have been loving my tasks. I have been loving what I am doing. I have been educating people. I have 6,000 plus students on Udemy. Apart from Udemy, I have also taught more than 7,000, 8,000 students, and I'm loving this field. And honestly speaking, even though there are so many automated libraries in this field, but I can guarantee you that there will be a demand of a physical data scientist at least for the next 10 years, because automated libraries are still in a very, very naive stage, which does not solve an end-to-end problem. Automated libraries still will give you 80% accuracy, but a actual data scientist can take that 80% accuracy to 90%, which your automated libraries cannot do. And that is one of the reasons still there is a demand in this field, and there will be demand for the next 6 to 8 years for sure. You can write it down. Okay, so machine learning majorly is of three types. One is supervised, one is unsupervised, and one is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement, okay? Now, what do you mean by supervised learning? Supervised learning is basically a type of learning where you know what needs to be done and you are working on a labeled data. The example that I was taking here, right? Churn analysis. If you deal with a data like this, which tells you that there is a column, this customer is churned, this is not churned, this is churned, this is not churned. Or if you have certain transactions, you know that this is a fraud data, this is a not fraud data, this is a fraud data, and you have been told to predict whether the transaction will be fraud or not fraud for a new transaction. These type of problems are basically your supervised problems. Or else you are asked to do a temperature prediction of your city for the next 2 months. You know that you need to predict temperature. Temperature is your labeled data. So that is supervised learning. Same example I will take. Imagine you have 1 million records. You don't know which one of them is a fraud and which one of them is a not fraud. You don't know this. Where you don't know which record is fraud and which is not fraud, that means your labels are missing. So either you manually label it and make it a supervised learning problem, or without labeling it, use some unsupervised techniques to solve this problem. So unsupervised learning is basically a type of learning where you deal with unlabeled data. And lastly, we have reinforcement learning, which basically is a type of learning which is a feedback based. Imagine you are playing a game of chess and you are able to beat the bot in 17 steps. If the bot is AI enabled, if you repeat the same steps, you will not be able to beat the bot again. The chess bot will definitely not lose again if you follow the same 17 steps, because it has already taken the mistake and it has already retrained himself or itself to create a better version. And now if you run over the same steps, it will not commit the same mistake. Those kind of problems comes under your reinforcement problems. Majorly reinforcement problems are used in gaming industries, and we also will be using some reinforcement techniques in deep learning, which will be covered in the program. So that's an overall idea about a lot of things. I just wanted to show you how we teach. I obviously during the program there will be hell lot of presentations that we will be showing, and trust me, the presentations quality are far better than other edutechs. You can also check out my LinkedIn wall where where I keep sharing some resources, and we do have great, you know, great presentation skills as well. But presentations, I do not. I'm not a presentation guy. I don't do presentation reading. I usually go ahead and do whiteboarding, and that's the way I teach. And whiteboarding is so easy for me. And if you don't believe me, I'm doing all these things just with a mouse. I don't have a writing pad or anything. I'm writing all these things using mouse. So that's how I teach. And yeah, I'll just quickly brief you about the program because ultimately you guys have joined this to understand more about the program as well. This is the company I was talking about, and yes, I am unofficially a part of this company. And you can see there is some Diwali code going on, and we are going to close this code tonight itself, maybe in couple of minutes or couple of hours. So the platform itself is really created for the betterment of people, and I can overall bet my career, bet my life. If you find a better program than what we are teaching, I will give you the course for free, for sure. And apart from that, if you check out the platform, I'll talk about the bootcamp later on. I'll just quickly talk about the platform. You can see you will be getting a lot of things at a very minimal cost. And this platform has been created in such a way that if you are dedicated enough, you can actually take all these courses for free. But of course, to make it free, you need to do some work. And we are kind of having a leaderboard as well. Now, how can you take all these courses for free? The more blogs you study in this platform, you will be getting points that will be accumulated in your profile, and that is the main idea of creating this platform. Let's say I'll talk about my profile. You can see I have 290 points. Okay, I'll just quickly go ahead and watch out some blog randomly. Let's say I'm spending some time and reading through it, and done. I think I'm done. I'll go to my profile. You can see 1 point has been added. So the more blogs you read, you get points. The more blogs you write, you get points. And all these points, you can redeem it. Let's say, obviously, I cannot take this program because I have already taken it because I keep testing my programs. Let's say this one. You want to buy? You can use your points and get it for free. I hope you're getting my point. Right? So you will get this entire project for free. Okay, there is some issue with the checkout, but it will work. Okay. Apply. Oh, why it's not working? I need to talk to my developer. Why it's not working? Okay, I'll talk to my developer. Something is wrong. Anyways, we'll talk about the bootcamp. So this is the bootcamp page. You can download the syllabus, and again, I'm repeating once again, you can compare the syllabus with any of the platforms right now, at least in India. Obviously, if you go and check out abroad platforms, the cost is even more. The same bootcamp that I'm teaching in Hong Kong, it costs 49K. If you don't believe, this is where I teach, and they charge 49K Hong Kong dollars. So 4.9 lakhs Indian rupees. Data science, and not this one, not this one, this one. Same course. I'm the trainer. Same course, same contents, but this is a 4 months program, even less than that. and it costs 49,000 HKD. You can imagine HKD to INR, if you convert, 5 lakhs 16,000, right? So that sort of program you are getting, guys. Obviously, this is not an unpaid program, else I wouldn't be doing trial classes, right? I really don't care if it is an unpaid program, and it's very cheap program. It's a very affordable program. It's a 6 months program where we will be teaching. So I hope you understand that our time also has value, right? And that is one of the reasons we are charging you like peanuts. So this program costs you around 6,000. Initial price was 10,000, it's 6,000. But on top of it, if you apply some coupons, you will get this for even 4,500 or 5,000. And this is six months program where we are going to teach you everything about data science, starting from Python, SQL. I'll just talk about the syllabus quickly. We are teaching Python, statistics, data wrangling, SQL, machine learning, NLP, deep learning, computer vision, deployment. This is also, again, I told you, this is not a part of data science, but we are also giving data analytics and visualization pre-recorded contents, and we'll also be covering Spark and engineering and live projects. All these things we are giving at the cost of around, if you enroll it right now, it costs you around 4,500, and the classes starts from November 14th, which is uh, students day, right? November 14th, yeah. So yeah, that's how it is. So the class timings will be Saturdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Indian time, and doubt clearing classes will be Thursdays. The moment you join this program, uh, let's say I will take you through the platform. The moment you join this program, in the welcome to the course, you will be seeing a WhatsApp group link. Of course, I will not click on this because this is only visible to people who are enrolling. You will be a part of the WhatsApp group, and once you join the WhatsApp group, all the discussions will happen there. You can ask as much doubts as possible, and we will be able to help you out. Okay, so support is something that is unique here, and people usually don't pay for the courses, they pay for the support, and that is what we are going to provide. So there is a small mistake here, it's not July, it's November, but anyways, so support is something that we will be providing you. Okay, now that's all about this program. Now I'll be switching my monitor to the chat box, and you can ask me doubts if you want. Any doubts, anything that you want to discuss, you can ask me. So let me give you the course link also. So that's the course link, and if you use this code right now, maybe by the end of the day, you will be getting 1500 rupees off immediately. And if you don't do it, obviously there will be other coupons as well, but Diwali coupon is valid till tonight. Any questions, or else we'll wind up the class here itself. Any questions related to anything? In companies there are multiple data science or only one? What do you mean by that? I didn't get your question. What do you mean by that?
Hello.
Yeah, Subhanshu, yes.
Is there any placement support?
Which one? Is there
Yeah.
any?
Is there any placement support?
See, placements and all, I do have contacts where we keep getting some of the openings, and I usually have like more than 25 WhatsApp groups where I keep sharing all the job openings. But first of all, the job openings goes to our students itself, and then it goes to the community. So those kind of job openings will be forwarded to you. Apart from that, as part of placement support, we will also be providing you mock interviews and will be creating your resumes and all those things.
Okay,
Profile
sir.
building, portfolio building, resume building, and mock interviews will be provided, which will make your profile even better. And I will also give you tips on how you can stand out as compared to other students who are fighting with you. So you will have an upper edge on that.
And one more question.
Yeah.
And uh, actually, I'm a non-IT background, so
Okay.
I want to know that which is more suitable for me, like data analyst and data science.
See, data analytics should be your first thing to learn. After you learn data analytics, you can jump into data science. But in this program itself, once you join the program, we are already having a data analytics bootcamp. So that course you will be already getting by default, and which means you can attend the data science live sessions, and you can also follow the data analytics pre-recorded videos. So that will be a bonus kind of thing. You can also learn data analytics and then learn data science.
Okay, sir. And is there any all class will be provided for recording and live classes?
Yeah, all the classes will be live and all the classes will be recorded also. So if you miss any class, you will get the recordings at the end of the day.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and you can see the platform will be very similar to this. Uh, like I will show you the platform for data analytics bootcamp. This bootcamp, you will be getting the videos immediately after you enroll for the data science program, and something like this. Each and every class will be uploaded here, so you can come and go through this class
On OB.
lectures. Okay, and each class will, whatever files I am using, it will be present in the download resource. You can download it and you can practice it. So all these things will be provided to you, and the videos are accessible to you almost forever, so you can use it whenever you want to.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Hi,
Me,
Satyajit.
yeah, hi.
Yeah, this is Ravinder.
Yeah,
Where I have discussed yesterday with you, where I'm having 15 years of experience in the different fields. Like I started working as a graphic and web designer for 7 years. Then after that, I started working as AML and KYC process.
okay,
That is almost all 3 years. So from the last 3 years, I'm working as a business analyst in one of the MNC company.
okay.
So coming to overall my experience, 15 years. So can I go ahead for this course? So is it beneficial for me?
See, I mean, of course, if I have to sell my course, I will say it is beneficial, but I'll be telling that as you are already into the business analytics domain for 3 years, it won't be difficult for you to
Yes.
jump into the data analytics or data science areas. And as you have 15 years of experience, you can definitely try the lead or managerial roles. Now, one of our like I have many 15 plus year students in the past, but recently one data analytics bootcamp student was having 25 years of experience. Like, so so he was also explaining his I can also patch you up with him if you want to take feedbacks on how we teach. But anyways, it's not about teaching, but it's about your journey. I can say that as you already have 3 years knowledge into business analytics, there won't be any difficulties switching into the data science or analytics part. And with your experience, you can jump in as a lead data analyst or a senior data analyst or a lead data science manager or something like that.
Okay. Will I be given opportunity in that strategy? Because completely my experience in MNC from the last 8 years, I'm working in TCS, and before that, Allied Works, Haibo, which are from the US companies.
Yeah. Yes,
Uh,
definitely there will be step by step process. Like immediately you can aim for, see, from business analyst, next you can aim for a data analytics lead or data analytics manager kind of role. And from there, once you gain more knowledge on how to manage the data analytics team, you will definitely be engaged in the use cases, you will be understanding. Once you do that, you can also jump into data science managerial and lead roles. Now into the lead roles, both the areas are same. Compared to data analyst and a data scientist gets more payment than data analyst. But when it comes to lead and managerial roles, both the managerial and lead positions are almost similar kind of package. So there is no package related issue. And on top of that, your previous experience and previous salary will be counted as well. It's not like if you are currently on 20, you will directly get 50 offer. It will not be that. You will be getting offer on top of your current salary only, but the growth in this field will be higher. So every 2 years, if you keep switching, probably in next 6 years, 8 years, you will be definitely at a place where you might not be if you continue doing as a business analyst. That's what I can say.
Okay, Satyajit. So because from the long time I'm staying in the only single only one company, so maybe that's the reason my package also very less, where it is less than 7 lakhs. So that was the my main issue actually to
Yeah, that
switch on to other another career. So that's why after seeing your videos in the YouTube, where I have been working on the YouTube
seven
materials from the
seven lakh.
last.
See, 7 lakhs.
Yes.
If you learn data science properly, if you aim for the next 1 year, okay, that in 1 year I have to definitely get a job as a data scientist, or I have to start working in this domain. You can earn 7 lakhs just by doing freelancing and teaching somewhere else. Once you have that kind of experience in your profile, there are so many things going on these days. So many edutechs are also reaching out to industry experts with 10 years, 15 years of experience. In that area also you can earn like anything. So there are lot of scope apart from the official job. You can also do freelancing, teach somewhere, or probably go for some industry lectures. There also you start getting paid. So there are so many monetary aspects in this field. And I will not be revealing, but I parallelly do a lot of things. I teach, I have my Udemy courses where I also get income. I have my courses on 7 or 8 different edutechs where I get income. I'm currently working for two Hong Kong startups where I'm creating courses. I get paid from them. I'm creating contents for two edutechs in India. I'm getting paid from them. So obviously I'm doing it because I have experience, but you know, many of my friends who recently, they were doing some upgrade programs, and they were also doing some other programs. After that, one of my friend who was also into Tech Mahindra, his salary was also I think almost 10 lakhs or 12 lakhs at 12 years of experience. Right now he earns 2 lakhs every month, and he is only doing freelancing. He stopped everything. He's currently doing freelancing from a platform called as TopTal, and he's earning 2 lakhs a month. So there are so many opportunities that you will get apart from the official job. You can also do a lot of things. So that's for sure.
Okay, okay, Satyajit. Thank you very much for your information.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, we'll wind up the class here itself. Thank you all for joining in, and yeah, see you. Bye bye.